What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Shady Slots. This is Clay. We're bringing you slots, casinos, cruises, and all the best stops in between. Today, we're not spinning reels. We are spinning through the streets of Old San Juan, Puerto Rico, starting right by the cruise port and walking up to Castillo San Cristóbal at the top of the hill. If you're cruising the San Juan and wondering what to do near the port, this walk is perfect. History, views, food, drinks, music, vibes, all in one. Right off the ship, you're hit with colorful buildings, cobblestone streets, and some of the best cafes, restaurants, and bars in the Caribbean. Whether you want a coffee, mojito, or some great Puerto Rican food, this area has it all, and most of it is walkable. We're heading uphill, and along the way, we'll pass parks, ocean views, and one of the coolest landmarks in the city, the Christopher Columbus Column. It is a great photo spot and a chill place to take a break before the climb. When we were there, they were setting up for this gigantic music festival. It looked like it was going to be amazing. Oh, there's some traffic. So right here is the Antigua Casino, built in 1917. It's not a gambling casino, but a luxury social club for the elite. Today, it's a stunning historic building used for events and one of the prettiest spots in Old San Juan.
All right, so if I sound a little winded, that's because I am. This is quite a hike. So way in the distance, I'm going to zoom in. That's El Morro. To the right of that is La Perla, which is an old neighborhood.
Hey, if you could, please hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment. Thank you. Okay, so we are heading into San Cristobal. So construction began in 1634 under the Spanish crown, and it wasn't completed until 1790. So it took more than 100 years. It stretches over 27 acres, and it housed thousands of soldiers over the years. This really is an incredible place. It's multi-levels. Beneath your feet is a maze of hidden tunnels designed so that the soldiers could move unseen from one bastion to another. Some even doubled as dungeons. You'll see 3 flags: the Burgundy Cross, which was Spanish, Puerto Rico's flag, and the U.S. flag, representing the history of Spanish rule under King Felipe the Handsome, to Puerto Rican identity, to its current status as a U.S. territory. Ha! Handsome! I mentioned El Morro before. El Morro is one of the most famous forts in the Caribbean, built by Spain in the 1500s to protect San Juan from sea attacks. But this fort was not built for decoration. This was built to stop pirates in their tracks. The cannons strategically placed along these walls could fire rain on any ship daring to approach San Juan Harbor. So let's check out some of the inside rooms. So the first room is the changing room, which literally the uses would change. This was used as a room for cannon emplacement. It served as a soldier's quarters. It served more recently as a mess hall, dining room, and a lot of the rooms were like that. A lot of the rooms were interconnected, but it's ironic there's no eating now. And no comas. Next room is the kitchen, the cocina. So this was a small space, but this is what it was. So check this out. So San Cristobal took on new importance with the Panama Canal, and it protected the Caribbean once again. And once again in World War II. Read this. Hey, if you're enjoying this tour and this little bit of history, please hit the subscribe. We are heading into my favorite part, the underground tunnels. The tunnels. They were a labyrinth. Let me tell you, even as a tourist now, if you did not know your way, you could get lost in here. It was a 2-pronged defense system. Soldiers could move safely unseen underneath the fortress, and there were also these counter-mining galleries, such as these 2 ghosts. These were mined with explosives, and they could be detonated, trapping intruders that did happen to wander into the tunnel system. So this was pretty serious stuff. And it was also kind of creepy in a great way. So according to legend, A Spanish captain awaiting trial for mutiny was imprisoned in this dungeon and is said to have drawn these 5 galleon images on the wall during his confinement. He was actually very talented. Let's get out of this dungeon.
All right, we're getting out of jail for free. We got a card.
This fort is maintained by the National Park Service. So, after Spain ceded Puerto Rico to the United States after the Spanish-American War in 1898, the old Spanish forts continued to have military relevance into the 20th century and U.S. control. That's what I'm going to talk about a little now. So during World War II, the Caribbean became a critical theater for the U.S. military, especially because German U-boats were active in the region targeting Allied merchant shipping. You can see the U.S. Army added a cinder block blockhouse and bomb-proof command center right here inside the fort. So that's right, centuries-old Spanish walls were modernized to fight German U-boats during World War II. It's quite a juxtaposition for the original sentry tower turrets, where the guards would just stand guard and look for ships out in the distance. I see a ship in the distance. Get the cannons ready. Oh, wait, it's Royal Caribbean. So while it's a beautiful museum outside, downstairs there's also a museum with artifacts from the past. Hidden inside San Cristobal is a surprising World War II secret, a decontamination room. These were not built by the Spanish, but by the U.S. Army when chemical warfare became a real threat. If soldiers were exposed to gas, they'd rush here to strip, wash, and neutralize toxins. Imagine standing in a 300-year-old fortress that was suddenly transformed into a frontline defense against modern weapons of war. It's history colliding, cannonballs to chemical warfare, all in one incredible fort. Hey, I know it might be tacky, but I gotta tell you, this was just $10 to see all of this. It was so worth the money. I'm telling you, I would have paid way more. Here's another view of La Perla, the neighborhood that got decimated by Hurricane Maria in 2017. It was a hurricane that was a Category 5, and it really caused a lot of damage. Despacito was filmed there, and it brought fame to that area, and it helped, to rebuild it. It took quite a long time to get it back. So deep beneath Castillo San Cristóbal are massive stone water cisterns that kept the fort alive during sieges. Rainwater was collected, stored, and rationed so soldiers could survive for months without outside supplies, turning this fortress into a self-sustaining city under attack. We've got a little more time before we have to get back on the cruise ship, so let's get out of the fort and explore. This is Calle de la Luna. It is a beautiful residential street that spans east-west, and it goes all the way to El Morro from the heart of Old San Juan. What Benjamin Moore color is that? I wish we could be here for this music festival. It looks like it's going to be something special. This is La Perla. This is below El Morro. It's a colorful neighborhood below the walls of Old San Juan. It used to be very dangerous, very dicey little area, but in recent years it's been revitalized with art, music tourism, and a much safer, more welcoming environment. So we're going to head back to the cruise ship. If you love cruise travel, casino cruises, Caribbean ports, walking tours, finding the best food and drinks, and gambling, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment telling me your favorite cruise ports so far. Thank you for hanging out with Shady Slots. I'll see you on the next spin or the next port. Bye-bye. Take care.